international environment charity. But in early 2015, I was approached about the fabric idea. I both wanted to do it and knew I could not. My father had been ill for 10 years after a catastrophic brain hemorrhage followed by a stroke. He had been a medical miracle and survived, but now his dementia was getting worse and it was harder for my mother to look after him. "Do the book," she said. But the book I wanted to do would take several years and many journeys, and I might not be there to help her. "Don't say no just yet," she said. We both knew she meant that my father would probably die soon. We talked about it with my father too. We talked freely about death in our family. He also said I shouldn't say no just yet. That April, my mother came to visit me in Bath. My husband, Martin, was away, and we had the whole weekend to ourselves. The American Museum was running a show titled Hatched, Matched, Dispatched, and Patched, about the fabrics people use at key life moments. "We should go," she said, "just in case you decide to write that book." In the final room, the funeral room, there were 2 burial skirts made somewhere in Wales by sisters to wear in their coffins. We imagined the making of them 120 years or so before. The warmth of the coal fire, a kettle boiling, adjusting of reading glasses, of woolen shawls shrugged around shoulders, the laughter at remembered stories from long ago, the teasing about whether it would still fit when it was your time to go. Such skirts are rare now, of course, as most of them ended where they were intended to, but these 2, long, black, glossy, cotton satin, one diamond quilted and the other with fine zigzags, were stored in an attic and not used. Then, on a wall nearby, we saw a quilted patchwork made in Llanbidder in Wales in 1911 by a widow, Ada Jones, just after her husband died. The caption stated that a friend stayed with Mrs. Jones for the first 6 weeks of her mourning and helped her to sew it. It was mostly dark crimson with scattered scarlet diamonds and a long scarlet strip at the centre with 2 spider-like black crosses at top and bottom. It was the opposite of restful, though perhaps it gave some repose. "We should do that," my mother said. "What do you mean?" I asked. "Many friends would come to express condolences after my father died," she said. "This way we could all sit companionably. It would give us something to think about when we wanted to stop thinking about anything. And the funny thing," she added, "is that it would probably be the worst patchwork in the world." She had never had a loving adult around to teach her to sew as a child. She hadn't been able to teach me. We'd always said we really should learn, and a shared project would mark a new kind of beginning at a time when we'd need a new beginning. I drove her back home to Devon, and we told my father about the worst patchwork in the world. He laughed. We all felt happy because it seemed we'd sorted something important. 4 months later, my healthy, vibrant mother died. It was absolutely unexpected. I had not known grief could be so physical. That visit to our house in April had been her last, it turned out, and I kept on looking at the chair she had sat on at the table when we'd stayed up late making plans. After my father died, she would move to live near us in Bath. We would travel to India. We'd have adventures. Her hands had turned the cloth napkin, folding it and unfolding it as we talked about shaping a happy life without him. I'd written in the past about the colours of mourning. Black in Britain, white in Hong Kong, yellow in Brittany, mauve for half mourning as you begin to emerge from the first hard frost of grief. But now I understood mourning clothes for the first time. I needed an armband, a ribbon, any kind of sign that would be understood by strangers and friends to say I couldn't be relied on, that I was to be treated carefully, that I was not, for a while, in this.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.